Alright, Schlockmeister fans, continuing with the Christmas theme, the ultimate Christmas horror movie. Also known as A Stranger in the House, it's Black Christmas. Let's check it out. So what we have here is somebody who shouldn't be there. A guy crawling into an attic through a window of a sorority house. And they get some very weird, perverted prank phone calls. This is Claire, the actress Lynn Griffin. She's going to become victim number 1.
Who is it?
And Claire's body has been placed in a rocking chair in the attic. A place where apparently nobody goes.
Busy, but I wonder if you could help me. You see, I was supposed to meet my daughter here at 1 o'clock. It's half past now, and she's still not here. Her name's Claire Harrison. Do you know her?
Down the clock, you little prick!
That's Miss Mac. She's trying to get the cat to come. And
This is very kind of you, Mr. Harrison.
Olivia Hussey plays Jess, and she's pregnant by Peter's her boyfriend.
You can't make a decision like that. You didn't even ask me.
Peter played by Keir Delea.
It's a bit late.
Margot Kidder plays Barb.
Oh, brother Schnockert, son of a bitch.
Yeah, goodbye, dear.
She's as foul-mouthed as the prank caller. Weird calls continue.
Look, I'm telling you, you have the wrong number.
What your mother and I must know is...
Yeah, sure. It's, Fellatio 20880. Fellatio.
John Saxon, the police detective.
Why nothing's being done about Claire Harrison being missing, and why this idiot gets away with saying the things he does.
You're a friend of Claire Harrison?
There's a certain species of turtle that can screw for 3 days without stopping.
So anyway, a search party is underway to find Claire.
Immediately to report it to me. Is that clear? Are there any questions?
Miss Mac wanders into the attic, where she discovers the body of Claire. And where she also becomes victim number 2. Also stuck in the attic where nobody ever goes. Apparently the body of a little girl has been found. No Claire, but found somebody else.
Very busy here. There's been a child murdered in the park. I don't know when we can get a man on it. Probably just one of your boyfriends playing a little joke.
To line up behind 6 people every time I want to take a bath.
He wants to get married so they can have that baby.
I'm quitting the conservatory and we're getting married. Still do anything you wanted to do.
Peter, I don't want to marry you.
Jess, let's get one thing straight. You are not going to abort that baby.
They're going to try to tap the line, which is a different process back then.
Everything clear on your end, Jeff? Okay. Sure. Yeah. Now look, I'm gonna need about 10 more minutes.
Barb is sleeping and she has a visitor. calls continue.
Oh my God.
Didn't get the trace.
So confused.
They think Peter might be the killer.
Oh, look, Jess, I really don't think it could be Peter. You know, I don't like Peter much, but I don't think he's that sick. I can't believe Peter would do this.
Please, Jen. You know how I feel about the baby.
Don't do this.
Jen, don't save me.
Stop this, Peter.
The calls continue. They got to keep him on the line long enough to get that trace. Think they're going to get him this time.
Strand. It's group 140, terminal 55.
Other line, sir. They say they got a trace on this one.
Yeah, what's up?
He says the calls are coming from number 6 Belmont Street.
For Christ's sakes, Nash, you got it wrong. That's where the calls are going into.
That's where they're coming from, too, sir.
What's wrong?
Please, Miss Bradford, please just do as I tell you.
Okay.
No, don't do that, Jess. Yes, the caller is in the house.
So now the chase is on in the house. And then she sees some shadows by the basement window.
Answer me.
It's Peter.
What are you yelling about?
Is he the killer? Well, she sure as hell thinks he is.
Jess, you had me worried. You did it.
We don't see what happens, but a moment later, as the cops come down, they find him dead. Obviously been killed by Jess. So they believe Peter's the killer. They put Jess to bed. Claire's dad goes into shock, passes out. And they think everything is wrapped up. But up in the attic, our killer remains. As well as the bodies of Claire and Miss Mac. And that's our movie. All right. Let's talk about Black Christmas. Now, this is a movie that, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Christmas horror movies, this is the king right here. There's really no better film than this. I originally saw this movie back in the 80s. It showed up on cable under a different title. It was under the title A Stranger in the House, or just A Stranger in the House. I remember watching it back then. I loved it. I just, from my adolescent mind, seeing this or hearing these horrible prank phone calls with just some horrific, sexist things, I should say, in it, was just really cool to my prepubescent adolescent mind. So, but anyway, the movie itself is came out in 1974. We have a sorority. It's Christmas break. There's a bunch of girls staying behind, but some of them aren't. They're going home for Christmas. And this one girl, Claire, played by Lynn Griffin, she gets killed by somebody in the house, and her body is hidden in the attic. Her father comes looking for her. He's like, hey, Claire didn't show up. What am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? So we have a missing girl. Mrs. Mack, the house mother there, she also goes in the attic and gets killed by the same guy. Meanwhile, they continue to get plagued by these phone calls, these dirty phone calls, and eventually they call the police, and the police try to trace the calls and this and that. There's a subplot here where Olivia Hussey, she's pregnant and she has a boyfriend, but she wants to get an abortion. The boyfriend, Peter, doesn't want her to do that. Peter is played by Keir Dullea. And Margot Kidder, of course, is one of the sorority sisters as well, and she's a very foul-mouthed woman. I love her character as well, but anyway, I digress. So they keep trying to trace this call. Now, this is 1974, so it's a very difficult process. It doesn't show up on your phone like it does nowadays, but they eventually trace the call, and it's coming from inside the house. So the cop's like, you moron, that's where the call is going to. The guy's like, no, it's coming from the house as well. There's all other lines. So, but at this point, they call Olivia Hussey. She's like the only one left in the house, and they tell her just to get out slowly. The calls are coming from inside the house, so she starts to freak out. She realizes there's a killer in there. She tries to get out of there. She ends up getting chased by the guy. She hides herself in the basement. Then all of a sudden, her boyfriend Peter comes through the window, and she thinks he's the killer. So she kills him with this fireplace poker, and the police come in. They say, "Yeah, I guess that was him." So they put her to bed. Meanwhile, the last scene of the movie, we see the killer still alive up in the attic and mumbling and stuff. And the 2 dead bodies are still up there. They never found them. And that's how our movie ends. It's interesting, though, with the missing girl. They never thought to look in the attic because she's been up there the whole time. Kind of strange, but whatever, right? So anyway, yeah, we have the killer lives in this movie, which is very unusual, and the wrong person was killed, and we don't know what's going to happen next. I really like this movie. I think what I like most about this movie is just the atmosphere. It has that cold winter kind of feel to it. If you've ever been outside in the snow, like when it's snowing, it's very, very quiet outside, unless it's like really, really blowing and stuff. But just when it's snowing, it's just very quiet. And this film just kind of conveys that for me. I'm not exactly sure how it pulled it off, but it did. It was directed by Bob Clark, who went on to do Porky's, and he was actually he did Porky's 2 as well. He was actually going to do a sequel to Black Christmas. They made a remake of this movie in 2006, and he was actually working on a sequel to the original with Olivia Hussey's character anyway, and he died, I think, in a car crash or something, so it never got to be. He also directed A Christmas Story, obviously, too. So they also remade this movie a second time just this year, 2019, and I don't know if it just came out or it's coming out in the next couple days or so, but yeah, that's out there, too. I haven't seen either one of those remakes, but the original is a classic. So anyway, I recommend this. Highly check it out. So it's called Black Christmas, otherwise known as Stranger in the House. I'll leave a link to the Blu-ray down below. This is available on Blu-ray. I've had this 25th anniversary edition in my collection, I guess probably since 1999, so it's a 20-year-old disc. Still works great, though. So anyway, check it out. Buy it if you want it. Let me know what you think about it. It's a classic. Black Christmas. Watch it. Bye.